Okay, so this is going to be a short review on the Concealment Express Kydex holster. This one is for the Springfield XD9 Subcompact, pretty standard size pistol. It's about the size of like Glock 26 and stuff like that. It's one of my favorite pistols. It's a little beefier than those, but shooting wise, it's a lot nicer in my opinion. We're not talking about the pistol though, we're talking about the holster it goes into. So this is the Concealment Express Kydex holster. Just type it straight into Amazon. They offer holsters for literally like almost every single like really common pistol out there, and even some kind of rare ones. Everything from small 380 pocket guns, I think some wheel guns, 1911s, Glocks, SIGs, Berettas, XDs, Smith & Wesson, the Shield. I think they even like, it's not that new anymore, but like the Glock 42, 43 line, they had holsters for that. Okay, so this is the holster on my body. As you can see, I'm wearing a semi-loose shirt. This is just the average type of shirt I wear, you know, a 2X or something type shirt. I'm about 6'2" or so, not super long, it's not super short either, and it's not skin tight, it's not a medium, but it conceals pretty well. I have it right back here, just the area I personally like. I have to say it's a pretty comfortable. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this holster, especially for the price. There are a couple drawbacks that I'll get into. But, you know, I've worn this, I believe I got it about a month ago, and very comfortable. The draw, when it's on the body, is pretty positive. It clicks in, retains very well. That's my that's not the holster. I mean, I'm moving it back and forth, but just like moving and stuff like that. Okay, it's not. See, it's not coming out of there, so it retains very well. And I work a job with a lot of manual labor, moving, bending, picking stuff up, moving around, driving in trucks, stuff like that. And it's never once even came slightly ajar. Even if it did though, I mean, it would take a lot for it to come this far up and fall. The click is pretty positive. It's not that loud click. It's kind of a dull click, but that's just fine. So all in all, it's an awesome holster with a few drawbacks. As you can see, this is not how it comes. How it comes is it includes this clip, this belt clip that would be right here. This did not carry that well. It's designed for an 1 3/4 belt, which most people would wear 1 1/4 or 1 1/2. So there's a lot of wiggle room. You can buy replacement clips for 1 1/2 for like $5-10, but I did instead because personally I'm not a fan of like the clip, because when I was drawing and stuff like that, a couple times the holster came out instead of the gun coming out of the holster, which in a gunfight would be kind of embarrassing, to say the least. It just, especially if you're in some type of brawl or something like that, or if someone's trying to like steal it, with a sharp enough like grab to the holster, they could just rip this off your belt. Plus this is, I don't know, it's kind of flimsy. It doesn't scream durability or long-term reliability and stuff like that. So I replaced this very quickly. What I replaced it with, I got these off Amazon too. There's probably places where you can get these for cheaper, but they were called DIY soft loops, inside the waistband soft loops. And it's a urethane coated nylon, so it's just nylon coated in this rubbery. It almost looks like leather, but it's probably a little better than leather. a little more, you know, with sweat and moisture and stuff like that. This, they won't readily absorb moisture. They've been really durable so far. My problem with these, sounds like I'm a picky person, I'm not, I assure you. They're called pull the dot snaps. Okay? When I first got these, I was like, they were not working whatsoever. So I watched some YouTube videos. I typed in pull the dot snaps or whatever, and I guess they're really common for like inside the waistband or like horizontal carry for knife sheaths, and they're quite common. So pretty much instead of the snap just coming undone, what you need to do is pull from the top down. But as you can see, I won't open them on camera. I probably won't be able to, but with a mixture of like screwdrivers and pliers and my Leatherman stuff, I somehow got these snapped, and they probably will never come unsnapped. That's not really a downside in my opinion, because I just was planning on not unsnapping them. So I feel a little bit more confident that they're hard to unsnap. Putting the holster on is still really easy. You just slide the belt through instead of wrapping these around and snapping them. Putting it on and off, I'll face this way, is pretty simple. I guess pretty standard. Taking it off is simple. You just pull it through depending on, you know, when I put it in, depending on your pants size, how loose they are, sometimes you have to undo your button and stuff like that. A lot of people know that. But it's pretty easy getting the belt through there and then threading it through your I have
loop.
a feeling that if you were constantly snapping and unsnapping these, say once a day, to put it on and then to take it off, 6 months down the road, the snaps would probably be worn off. So it's probably better in the long run just to keep them snapped. But it was a downside because they're snaps, so they're supposed to snap, right? It's adjustable for 1.5 inch, 1.75 inch, and 2-inch belts. The belt I've been using is 1.5 inch, so I have it set at the 1.5 inch size. But this makes the holster a hell of a lot better. In its stock configuration, how it comes with that plastic clip I was talking about, it doesn't scream high quality whatsoever. It's a very shoddy sheath, or it's a very shoddy holster. I keep wanting to say sheath. Once you replace that clip though, it's been fabulous. You do have the retention screw down here. I played with it a little bit, but the way it came was nearly perfect. You need a little tug on it, but it's not, especially reholstering it is very easy. Especially if you just throw it in there. Okay. One thing they recommend is squirting a little CLP or 3-in-1 oil or something like that on the inside. I did that. I sprayed a little bit of CLP, and you know, common sense dictates it covers your slide and stuff in CLP. Some people might think that's a drawback and kind of weird and stuff like that, but when you're carrying, especially if you're outside sweating and stuff like that, dealing with moisture, salt, and all that, having a slide that has a coat of CLP or some type of lubricant or rust preventative measure on the slide isn't the end of the world. And what that does is it makes it easier to slide in and out. Who would have thought? But it doesn't, putting the oil in there, it doesn't make the gun any more loose. It doesn't make the gun want to fall out or any of that. It still locks in tight. But this holster is working so well that this is my primary until it fails or wears out or whatever. A couple other specs. The weight of it, I weighed it. When I got it, it was like 1 ounce or 2 ounces, so it's very light. It's not a hybrid sheath. Some have a leather backing, Kydex front, and they're snapped or riveted in place. This one is not one of those, as you can tell. Personally, I like these more than the hybrid sheaths. They might be a little less comfortable, but at least for me and my body shape, this is really comfortable. It's simpler, it's easier to get on in the morning, you know, like rushing out to work, you just boom, throw the belt through, and you're good to go. I think it's a little more durable because you just have a fold-over Kydex holster design as opposed to kind of a Kydex laminated to leather. But I mean, I could be wrong. I was looking at the Alien Gear inside the waistband hybrid holster, and I might pick that one up too. See which one's better or which one I prefer more. Or I'll buy the Alien Gear for another one of my pistols or something like that, and just kind of do a compare and contrast. But this for, I believe they're $39 for almost every single pistol. I think it's an awesome deal. 2-day Prime Amazon shipping if you have that. But plan on replacing that plastic crappy clip because it makes the holster a lot better. So it's one of those things that with that clip, this is a really crappy, shoddy holster, and with these loops, this is an awesome holster. But that's not really a knock on the holster itself, just the attachment method. But again, if you like this video, if you like this topic, if you have this holster or have any questions regarding this holster, if you're planning on buying one or something like that, feel free to leave a comment below. If you like this video, if you like this review, feel free to hit that like. Feel free to hit the thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, feel free to go back to my homepage, watch a couple of my current videos, and if you like what you see, hit the red subscribe button. I really appreciate it, but we'll catch you on the next video.